I think the biggest like systemic mistake in thinking people are making right now is they're like, all right, maybe I was skeptical, but this language model thing is really going to work, and sure, like images, video too, but it's not going to be generating net new knowledge for humanity. It's just going to like do what other people have done, and that's still great. That's still like brings the marginal cost of intelligence very low, but it's not going to go like create fundamentally new. It's not going to go cure cancer. It's not going to add to the sum total of human scientific knowledge, and that is the anyway. But there's like another thing that's happening, which is like tools that just make us all much more productive, that help us think of new research directions, that sort of write a bunch of our code so we can be twice as productive, and that impact on like the we have some ideas about what to do next, but we cannot honestly like look anyone in the eye and say we see out 100 years how we're going to solve this problem. But once the AI is good enough that we can ask it to like, hey, can you help us do alignment research? I think that's going to be a new tool in the toolbox.
Yeah, like for example, one of the conversations you and I had is, could we tell the agent, don't be racist, right? And
Yeah.
as opposed to trying to figure out all the different things where the weird correlative data that exists on all of the training set and everything else may lead to
Yeah.
racist outcomes, it could actually, in fact, do a self-cleansing.
Totally. Once the model gets smart enough that it really understands what racism looks like and how complex with that.
So one thing I think would be useful to share, because folks don't realize that you're actually making these strong predictions from a fairly critical point of view, not just we can take that hill. Say a little bit about some of the areas that you think are current, kind of elusively talked about, like, for example, AI and fusion.
Oh, yeah. So I like it out. I think it is just an area where people are going to say everything is now this plus AI. Many things will be true. I do think this will be like the biggest technological platform of the generation. But I think it's like we like to make predictions where we can be on the frontier, understand predictably what the scaling laws look like, or already have done the research where we can say, all right, this new thing is going to work, and make predictions out from that way. And that's sort of like how we try to run OpenAI, which is do the next thing in front of us when we have high confidence, and take 10% of the company to just totally go off and explore, which has led.
Because the very natural thing would be to say, well, let's do a high frequency quant trading system on top of this and other kinds of things. What is it? Is it just kind of be a neutral arms race? Is it what's your thought? And like, it's almost like the Life 3.0
Yeah.
Omega's point of view.
Yeah. I mean, I think it is going to just seep in everywhere. My basic model of the next decade is that the cost of intelligence, the marginal cost of intelligence and the marginal cost of energy are going to trend rapidly towards zero, like surprisingly far. And those, I think, are two of the major inputs into the cost of everything else, except the cost of things we want to be expensive, the status goods, whatever. All of the deep biological things, like I think we will still really care about interaction with other people, like we'll still have fun, and like the reward systems of our brain are still going to work the same way, like we're still going to have the same like drives to kind of create new things and compete for silly status and like form families and whatever.
How do you populate? How do you see family building coexisting with AGI and high tech?
This is like a question that comes up at OpenAI a lot. Like, how do I think about, how should one think about having kids? There's, I think, no consensus answer to this. There are people who say, yeah, I always thought I was gonna have kids, and now I'm not going to because of AGI. Like, there's just, for all the obvious reasons, and I think some less obvious ones. There's people who say like, well, it's going to be the only thing for me to do in 15, 20 years. So of course I'm going to have a big family. Like that's what I'm going to spend my time doing. I'll just like raise great kids, and I think that's what'll bring me fulfillment. I think like as always, it is a personal decision. I get very depressed when people are like, I'm not having kids because of AGI. The EA community is like, I'm not doing that because they're all going to die. The kind of like the things that is important is it's not like the thing trends all the way to zero. They just trend towards there. And so it's like someone will still be willing to spend a huge amount of money on compute and energy. They will just get like unimaginable amount intelligence and energy. They'll just get unimaginable amounts about that. And so like who's going to do that and where's it going to get the weirdest? Not because the cost comes way down, but the amount spent actually goes way up.
Yes, the intersection of the two curves.
And human trials take however long they take, and that's so I think an interesting cut of this is like where can you avoid that? Like where are the synthetic bio companies that I've seen that have been most interesting are the ones that find a way to like make the cycle time super fast, and that benefits like an AI that's giving you a lot of good ideas, but you've still got to test them, which is where things are right now. I'm a huge believer for startups that like the thing you want.